Welcome everybody to the Northside Indoor Sports Centre for the Footlocker Under-18 National Championship, proudly brought to you by Spalding, Sport Australia and Game Day. I'm Rob Calder, with me Zoe Carr. You would suggest the better half of the Talking Split crew on this call today. We are here for quarter-final action between South Australia Metro and New South Wales Country. Welcome, Zoe.
Thank you for having me. Really excited to see, well, the last one I'll be able to call because I'll obviously be watching the one after this, but we've had two really good quarterfinals that have kind of gone down to the wire, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
It will be. So we've got South Australia Metro finished first in their pool, 4-1 record against New South Wales Country with a 2-3 record, finishing fourth in their pool. South Australia Metro, 4th ranked offence overall in the competition, 8th ranked defence. New South Wales Country, 10th ranked offence and 6th ranked defence. So a little bit undecided on which way this is going to go. You've got to imagine South Australia Metro are going to be favourites on this one, but you never know as well. Yeah,
that's the beauty of quarterfinals. Literally anything can happen, and you know, South Australia Metro have been outstanding throughout this whole tournament, mainly led by Lara Somfai, but their supporting cast just do a great job of knocking down the shots when it's their turn, or playing the sort of defense they need to play, or finding Somfai where she needs the ball. So that's going to be hard for New South Wales to guard, and I think they need to make sure they have an emphasis of trying to go through Jade Crook as much as possible.
Absolutely. You mentioned Lara Somfai averaging 14.2 points per game and 12 rebounds per game, so it's a big part of what they do. You mentioned on the other side, Jade Crook averaging 12 points, 11 boards and 4 assists per game on this one. So certainly two to watch out for during this game. Number 1 for South Australia Metro, Lara Somfai, and number 13 for New South Wales Country, Jade Crook. And we are off for quarterfinal number 3. New South Wales Metro and Queensland South have already punched their tickets to semi-finals tomorrow. See middle pick and roll again. Early 3 in the offense for South Australia Metro. That's a 3-point shot for Sienna Grieger, and a great way to start for South Australia Metro.
Well, it wouldn't be a South Australian team without shooters.
So see what New South Wales Country have in store. They have seen a fair bit of zone the first 2 games so far for this one. You see it, both teams appear to be in a match-up early on, but shot rings out there from New South Country, and South Australia Metro off. That's Somfai moving very gracefully on her way to the bucket. That's a heck of a finish from someone who you'd probably look at and say is their 5-man.
Well, and that's I guess the beauty of her. She's so agile, she's quick, she can move laterally, she can shoot the ball, but then she can post up someone smaller. So she's such a tough matchup.
If you were comparing her to any of our current or past Opals, who would you compare her to from that end? As we see another 3 go down. That's Coco Hodges from the perimeter, and it's an 8-0 lead early.
Yeah, leave that with me.
Okay, we'll come back to you later on in the game. So New South Country looking to get on the scoreboard here. Just great defense from from South Australia Metro. Great job to challenge that at the ring. Foul being called there on, I'm going to say without any confidence, number 14, Georgina Salandra, has picked up the first foul there. 8-0 score at the minute with New South Country on the foul line. This will be Jade Crook, who we spoke about earlier. Makes the first. So opens up for New South Country. And 2 for 2. There we go. 2 points to New South Country. South Australia just being patient with their offense. That Somfai makes the pass inside. Foul being called there on number 5 for New South Wales Country. Alira McCowan will be South Australia ball on the baseline.
I got it.
Okay.
Trish Fallon.
Trish Fallon. Wow, that's a throwback for everyone.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a nightmare matchup for everybody.
Too big for wings.
Too big for wings.
Too agile for the
Too
bigs.
agile for bigs. Yep. Can shoot the ball. Is crafty.
Could you get a better example than that? Off the back of the defender, tries to get it. Didn't quite get her foot in court in time. But
is high IQ, high confidence. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Lock it in, Eddie.
I like it. I like it. Worst people to be compared to as well. So New South Wales country in transition as once again Jake Crook being a threat in that in those post receivers there. Cowan nearly caught that one with her face, but her hands up in time, thankfully, and pushes in transition. Certainly moves quick when she has the ball fronting of the post with Jake Crook. Just need a ball reversal there, and New South Wales country can try and exploit that. New South country ball here, 12 on the shot clock. Rebounding contest, well done there. Number 14, Salandra from South Australia Metro. Kick ahead pass once again. Done well to get in front of that. Somfai couldn't quite get a hold of it. And New South Wales country ball. So 8-4 the score at the minute. So Lara Dobbins with the ball starting the offense for New South Country. A little bit of a step-up screen that no one saw there from Platter. There's Cook again on the post-up. Great job there by Salandra to get a hand in the lane there and just deflect that one away. You don't want Cook hitting the ball that deep on their offensive sets. On
the other side of that, that's where Crook's got to be disciplined. So, yep, she had a good seal, didn't quite come in, but then to give up that cheap foul there, if you're going to give up fouls contesting shots.
Yep. And as we mentioned, she's a big part of what New South Wales country do. Leading rebounder, leading scorer, leading assist, thrower, for lack of a better term. Somfai again, just a little drop-off pass there. And 2 points into Coco Hodges, averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists a game as well. So, again, someone else that has just been a real asset for this South Australian Metro team, who, of course, won this tournament 2 years earlier. So, first subs coming in here for New South Metro. McCowan takes a seat as Kirkby comes in. Bumped on that cutter there. Errant pass as Crook comes down the floor. That bounce pass in transition does slow them up just a little bit there. At the bucket. Great take there. That's a fantastic take from Hannah Chicken on her way to the bucket. Caught up. Good defense there from Crook to jump out defensively on that. Deep catch on that, well deflected. So New South Country just starting to settle into this game a little bit more now. The first minute didn't go overly well for them, but after that they look like they're a little bit more settled now. See Crook go and take a seat as Emerson McRae subs in for her first minutes of the game. Oh, that's not the pass you want to be throwing against the press. Great pass there from Somfai. Moves beautifully. Right, so timeout being called here by New South Wales country. Really impressed with how Somfai moves.
Well, and even just, she's a big part of their scoring, but she started this game as a facilitator, and she's getting other players into it who are doing a great job of nailing their shots or making the finish, which will eventually end up with her being opened up because they won't be able to help off and in a one-on-one contest, she's very, very difficult to guard.
So who is the best matchup for her for New South Wales country?
It can't just be one. It has to be almost 1.5 at all times. But I would probably look to go bigger. So I would have Jade Cook back in the game, and I'd probably put her on there, knowing that the foot speed isn't there, but playing the two bigs at the same time. So have her force her into the other big, into McRae coming off split line, and just make it difficult for her, because at least then, she's a great facilitator, but if she's got to try and get it through or over both Crook and McRae, that's going to then become more difficult.
Absolutely. So all well and good from up here.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Rather difficult from down there, it turns out. But
hanging out up here.
Yeah,
passing judgment.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So we'll have New South Wales ball from the baseline. They're checking back in. 12-6 scoreline at the moment. South Australia lead, and continuing with this up the floor defence, which I think is the way to go. We've seen the teams that have been able to pressure the ball up the floor have been the more successful ones this week. So something I'd anticipate we'd see a fair bit of from South Australia Metro. Doing a great job of making them start their offense so far out from the three-point line. Makes it really difficult to get any entry passes in there. It's, Chicken called for the travel there. And it will be South Australia ball again. South Australia getting all the way through their offense, that middle pick and roll there, and just an errant pass off the on-ball screen. Great read on the back up, but just not quite there on the pass. Well gathered there, found a way to get to the bucket there, did Salandra. Has been a big part of this South Australia group all week, averaging 10 points per game. See Shafton up, check into the game for the first time for South Australia Metro. New South ball off the baseline, drive middle, not quite there, well defended by South Australia Metro. Ball on the floor there from Chicken, went at it hard, but no joy on the finish.
Good work on the D there, just making it difficult. But as that said, what we spoke about in the last game, that almost that secondary break, you know. Yep. We push the ball, we can't get heat on the rim, but then that cutter that just flies down the middle of the floor. Absolutely,
and Somfai has got great touch around the basket as well, so fantastic work on her end. Hand off to someone that wasn't there, as it turns out, but manages to find a way. That's definitely a travel. I know enough to know you can't do that. Jade Cook back in the game now for New South Wales Country, so it'd be interesting to see who she matches up on, or if she matches up on anyone in particular.
Looks like they're in a zone.
It does. So I've seen a little bit of that in the first two quarterfinals.
Been largely successful overall as well.
It has.
There is a threat though of zoning a South Australian team.
Would that be the threat
that
right there?
That would be why.
Yeah, very difficult. If you're going to play zone, get out to the shooters.
Well, South Australia is well known for producing shooters, and they have done for a long time. So, you know, it is a gamble going to a zone.
Yeah, Coleman no good on that three, and it's starting to get a little untidy for New South Wales Country as Somfai goes down the middle again. No good on that one. But it will be South Australia ball on the baseline. They're just going to need to try and find a way to apply some scoreboard pressure here, will New South Wales Country, because it is starting to get a little out of control for them. 19-6, you don't want to be going in too big a margin to try and get back in that fourth quarter if you can help it. Long two there for South Australia, unsuccessful. Scraps for the ball does Bella Shaftar, and it will be New South Wales Country ball. 13-point margin with 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Great take to put the ball on the floor there by Jade Crook. Defensively just didn't quite get to the spot they needed to get to pull her up there.
I'd just like to see her go up on her left with that, you know, create that little bit of space, take the foul, and then give it more of an opportunity to perhaps go in.
Yep, definitely. It is difficult to do with defense on your hip to try and get that over on the inside hand. There are times where you'll need to use it, obviously, but on that one, probably a left hand would have been a little bit more beneficial for it. Empty on the first free throw. comes out on the second. South Australia off and running. Somfai with that outlet pass. Looking to thread the needle there was Shaftanar. Through Neiman and Shaftanar, just passing the ball back and forth between the two of each other. No good on the three-point shot, and Crook is in transition. And Somfai just changing shots at the rim. Very difficult to score over. Hodges back through Shaftanar now. Back to Hodges. Somfai in that high post catch. Going to be a threat there. Goes to work. Little drop-off pass. Just deflected out of court by New South Wales country. South Australia ball with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 13-point margin again. Post catch. Goes to work in there. Little runner, unsuccessful. That'll be a shot clock violation. A trusty shot clock down that end. Does cause us some problems at times.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to be going that way in the second half.
No, try and get it over with early if you can.
Last thing you want is game on the line, you're out on the break and it decides to turn itself off.
No, true. Technology is wonderful, but
until
not exactly bulletproof. So just waiting for some time to be put back on the clock. So we have a score update from the quarterfinal in the men's game. We have Victoria Country at 15, leading New South Wales Country 10 over in the other venue. We've already had New South Wales Metro and Queensland South get through to semi-final action tomorrow in the women's side. Inbound, well defended again from South Australia there. People calling for cross court. Hasn't been that rule for a little while.
Yeah.
As a foul is called on South Australia Metro there. That'll be on 27, Zalia Neiman. Ball inbound. Jake Crook puts the ball on the floor, guarded by Somfai. Shot clock winding down, found a way to get feet in the paint. Well defended by South Australia. They're going to have to go New South Country. Go they do, and short on that one. Out and running again are South Australia. Somfai in the catch, just one bounce up at the ring. Great rebound. And has drawn the foul, or will walk to the foul line here. That foul being on number 7, Lara Dobbins. And we have a timeout. So any changes you would expect coming out of this timeout, Zoe?
Well, a timeout called by New South Wales, so you think maybe there's offensively they're going to want to make sure they get a good look. They've gone empty or it's all been contested to this point. So I think they're going to want to try and find something that's a decent look for them. And then defensively just start to work out. There may be a change up for how there's coverage of particularly Somfai in the post. Whether they go to fronting the post and help from behind or forcing baseline and trap off the split line. You know, that might be something they're looking to address. From South Australia's point of view, really they don't have to change anything at this point. Just continue to defend the way they need to. They may throw in a cheeky zone for a possession just to try and mess up whatever, you know, offensive set they've looked to implement in this timeout. But yeah, they're the ones in the driver's seat right now. So if they can continue to defend the way they've been defending and finding open shooters or getting the ball inside through pass or penetration, they'll continue to extend this lead.
Well, it's been 19-6 for a little while now, so both teams are probably quite welcoming the opportunity to have a little bit of a chat and work out what they're doing here as South Australia return leading by 13 points with a minute 42 remaining in the first quarter. Lara Somfai will be on the foul line. no good on the first. And good on the second one. So margin out to 14 points now, as New South Wales Country are seeing a little bit of a change up defensively here. Some pressure up the floor from South Australia and has forced a turnover. So good change up defensively there from South Australia, just to try and, as you said, Zoe, mess with the other team.
Yeah, there would have been something off the board there that New South were trying to execute. So we mentioned it in the other games. Never let opposition teams become comfortable and you know, be proactive on the defensive end.
So zone here from New South Wales Country. Ball gets skipped. That Shaftanar from the three-point line, and no good there. Great chase down, rebounds from Konstantinopoulos. And 3 ball goes down. 3 more, ring them up for South Australian Metro. A bit of an extended sort of 1-1-2-1. Yeah. Don't see a lot of that, it'd be fair to say, but they'll go and trap that first pass off the dribble. Is causing New South Wales Country some problems. Somehow managed to find their way out of that to the point where they got a layup out of it, but no good for New South Wales Country.
Sometimes different lineups and showing different defensive schemes are just quirky enough to work, because normally it's against a press flash to the middle. Well, there's somebody standing in the middle now whose job is to live in that gap. So what do you do now? And it's just enough to sort of, you know, allow you to hesitate and allow the defense then to capitalise on that and get out and get to the line.
Yep, and as you mentioned, it's not all about get the steal straight away. Sometimes it is to take time off the clock, which South Australia have managed to do, and it forced a rushed shot at the end, which you'd ordinarily expect them to make, but rimmed out.
Yeah.
And no good from the foul line there for South Australia, but do come up with the offensive rebound, Zalia Neiman. Good job slicing the way through the defense there. 3 from the corner. That goes down.
New South are going to have to do something about the offensive glass. South Australia are getting too many second and third opportunities, and with the way they shoot the ball, you cannot allow that to happen. No,
I mean, it's a 20-point margin now, so you can't let this go on for the next couple of quarters. You've got to try and find ways. What those ways are, look, easier said than done, of course. Like you're going to have to change your defenses fairly constantly. To only have 6 points in a quarter, you're going to have to try and find a way to get some better looks. Like I see Hannah checking back in now. She has been a big part of their offense over the course of this week. She is a good scoring threat. But that's someone that they'll have to look at a little bit, especially if they can't get Jade Cook going.
Absolutely.
A little bit of an extended zone here for New South Country, picking the ball up a touch earlier. Great take, great pass. That's a fantastic pass. Chelsea Portis, take a bow. That's a great one.
Yeah.
I will cop a bounce pass in the key if it looks like that.
No, but, you know, we've spoken about it in the last 2 games. The ability to get feet in the paint and then play off 2 is huge. And drawing that defense, what I really liked, though, was that the receiver didn't space out. She held her space in that little sort of side dunker spot and was able to then step into the gap and score. Often we see that a lot of junior players in particular will float out to that sort of short corner, but staying in there and being able to finish that, and that now makes them even harder to guard, because they've been shooting quite well from the perimeter, so they've, you know, trying to run them off the line, and now all of a sudden they're getting feet in the paint and facilitating. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one for New South Country from here.
So what do they need to do offensively to start putting some points on the board? So only 6 points for the quarter. Obviously they need to address some defensive issues as well, but a glaring one is the offense. How do they go about getting more points for themselves? Yeah,
well, you can see in their South Australia's, whether it be a 1-1-2-1 or 1-3-1 extended press, they're waiting for you to cross the halfway line and then they're coming to get you. So I would be looking, and I know it's sometimes the opposite to how to break a press, but I'd be looking to try and sideline fast break that and have somebody to be able to kick ahead to down the line and then attack the singular back line of that press. get a few of those going, pull them out of the press, and then you can go back into your man-to-man offense. But again, you know, I mentioned it at the start of the game, Jade Crook is such a big part of what they're doing. The ball needs to be played through her, I think, a lot more to be able to force South Australia to just collapse in, and then perimeter shots become uncontested rather than everything. Everything has been tough for New South to this point.
Yep, absolutely. So we're about to rejoin action in the second quarter here. It's currently a 22-point lead for South Australia Metro. South Australia Metro.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. And still another game and a half to go. But, South Australia on the inbound here. This is Chelsea Portis, who's done a great job offensively and defensively so far for South Australia Metro. A Cott with the ball on the post. Playing downhill, great pick there. And great post up, great inside-out action. Portis from the corner, no good on that one. Cott just finds a way to get to the basket. Does a great job of getting the ball through that wall up there and finding a way to get fouled and get herself to the foul line.
Absolutely, and just using that length, you know, those big long steps. It was, you know, I think it won't be long before she's then finishing that on the other side of the split line rather than at the front of the rim.
So Caught at the line and makes the first. And 2 for 2 there, makes both. As is currently a 24-point margin, and South Australia defence up to 4 again, making it as difficult as they can for New South Wales country to get the ball into their offensive sets. A little bit of a step-up screen there. That's Chicken, puts it on the floor, goes in the paint, gets 2 feet in there. Kick-out pass, though, for 3 from the corner is no good. Deflected out of court, and it will be a South Australia ball from the baseline. Sorry, New South country ball from the baseline.
Nice.
Great step through there. Right, fantastic work there from Emerson McRae. Yep. Came up with a steal. A little bit errant on the pass, but Chicken recovers to go and grab that. Bullying her way to the basket there, finds a way. That was an excellent move. Yeah, pass. Being well pressured out on the perimeter. Second cutter's great ball reversal there. Open corner 3. And up and down once again. That's 3 points for Casey Real, as the margin just continues to stay above 20 points at the moment. Very difficult for New South Country to get enough points on the board. Chicken looks to go downhill. Call for a travel there. I think the South Australia crowd talked the referee into that one. He let a little bit go there. You see Jay Crook coming back into the game as Somfai also returns for South Australia. But not suggesting this game is over, but you certainly need to manage your minutes a little bit here if you're South Australia, because obviously if they win this one, they're through to medal games tomorrow in a semi. That's one where you try and get some energy out of the leagues, I suppose, before they have to get there.
Yeah, definitely, and get some confidence into probably the end of your bench to make sure that, you know, they're ready to go come, you know, the semi-final and potentially grand final.
3 ball again from the corner, no good on that one. But what a chase down there by Chelsea Portis. Fantastic effort to go and get that thing back for South Australia. Playing through Somfai in that post. On-ball screen coming again. That's Grieger playing off the on-ball screen. Manages to get into the key. Little floater going up, no good on that one. And rebound there by Jake Crook as Hannah Chicken has the ball again. Well defended there by South Australia, just pushing further and further out. A little unlucky on that one. But, I thought she did a pretty good job of getting to the sideline on that, but maybe a bit unlucky there as Casey Real, but it will be New South Wales country ball. So Chicken to start the offense again. Trying to find a good post up. That's Crook, goes at the bucket, and Somfai just got a little bit, I think I can block this, and just managed to catch her on the arm.
But that's a good look. That's something, and I'm liking seeing the two bigs playing together in McRae and Crook. So, you know, hopefully they can see some, I guess, positives come out of that. But pumping the ball inside and playing off of it, and also forcing players like Somfai to have to defend it too. You know, while she's able to expose people a lot at the offensive end for her, challenge her on the D. And then the more she has to defend, a lot of the time with players, it can take away from their offense and they become easier to defend for yourselves.
Yeah, most definitely. And especially given New South Wales country have had some scoring problems, they haven't been able to get it done easily on that end. Putting the ball inside will force them to foul a little bit more, South Australia, which means get to the foul line a bit more. And if you can get out in transition, even better.
Absolutely.
See Grieger go baseline, hits that diagonal beautifully. Great shot there by Portis, no good though. And a rebound for Alexis Platter, who had it on a platter on that rebound.
Don't pull that face.
Crook once again. Chicken on her way to the bucket.
Wow.
Excellent move as she goes to the foul line to shoot two.
It was a great job of shifting the ball from one side to the other whilst in the air. You know, it's something you don't see a lot of in girls basketball in particular. And more not through a lack of ability, but lack of confidence to be able to do it. So that's great to see.
So number 10 here for New South Country, Hannah Chicken on the foul line. Makes the first. And Crook comes up with the board amongst the trees in there, but unsuccessful on the baby hook herself. There's the corner three, unsuccessful. Great rebound coming in from the weak side again, Hannah Chicken. She's done a little bit of everything in this game so far. Nice take, but unsuccessful on the way through. Great kick ahead. That's good basketball to watch. Well chased down, I thought, by Crook. Maybe a little bit unlucky on that one, but either way, it'll be 2 free throws for South Australia. So 2 free throws coming up here. Casey Real misses on the first one. Still a 20-point margin at this stage. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. And misses the second. And Chicken with the rebound there. Pushes early. Deep three. Moving screen there called on Chicken. And it will be South Australia ball. To be honest, I missed that one completely. I was watching off the ball on that. I had no idea what happened. And warning to the New South Country coach as well. Entry pass from South Australia, straight into the post there. Great cutting off the ball. Good movement for the South Australian Metro team. Their spacing is very good offensively. Finding ways to get to the buckets. A great take. Unsuccessful on the layup. There's been a foul called in the rebounding contest here. Will be on number 7, Lara Dobbins. South Australia ball on the baseline. Here's the inbound. And found a way through the gap. Kick out pass though. Sienna Grieger, no good on that one. Big rebound there from Emerson McRae as New South Wales come up with the ball again, looking to make some inroads into this 20-point margin. Throw down there. Great job taking the contact and going to the bucket there. Huge rebound by Chicken. They've done a great job of keeping themselves in that contest, have New South Wales country, as Charlotte Giles comes up with the 2 points. So scoring coming a little bit easier for New South Wales country this quarter. Great take, the ball on the floor, gets shoulders and hips past the defence as the foul gets called on number 5 for New South country. That's Alira McCowan. That will be her second foul as South Australia will go to the foul line. 33-15 scoreline with 4 minutes 40 to go at the Footlocker Under-18 National Championships, brought to you by Spalding, Sport Australia and Game Day. We are at the Northside Indoor Sports Centre for quarter-final action. And no good on the first free throw is Coco Hodges. And makes the second. So extended defence again from South Australia, just taking some time off the clock. Not quite with the 8-second backcourt, but did force the travel. So it will be South Australia ball.
South Australia doing a great job in that when they're in, doesn't matter what press they're in or what up the floor pressure they're in, doing a great job of speeding up New South, and whether they're getting the steal or getting the turnover or forcing them into late clock offense, it's making life really difficult at the offensive end for New South.
So good receiver spots off the ball on that, hits the diagonal, no good on that, but great rebound there by Coco Hodges. And a fantastic cut down the middle of the paint there by Salandra, but deflected out of court, and it will be New South Wales country ball. The South Australia Metro coach suggesting it should not be.
I think every coach does that, don't they?
We always do, yeah, without a doubt.
Worth a try.
If you don't ask, you don't receive. That defence up the floor just causing problems once again. Ball back with New South Wales. If the coach thought it was their ball before, she absolutely thinks it's their ball again now.
I didn't think it was their ball before, but I did that time.
A little bit of the boy who cried wolf about it. If you ask all the time, you're no chance. Chicken just caught on the perimeter there. Great back cut there by Charlotte Giles, and Chicken throws the assist.
Chicken doing a great job of just, you know, whether it's coming up with big boards, finding other players, or getting tough, like offensive rebounds and tough putbacks herself. She's just, like you said before, she's doing a bit of everything. Walls up there and contests that, and she's imploring her teammates to come with her.
Absolutely does, and just the ultimate tweener. She can guard bigger, she can guard smaller, difficult to guard off the bounce. Three ball goes up from South Australia Metro unsuccessfully, so 34-17. So it'd be fair to say New South Country have made some decent inroads into this in this quarter. They probably had the better of the quarter, I feel like, out of the two teams. So New South Wales ball on the baseline. This extended defence up the floor from South Australia Metro again, forcing the lob pass. Still managed to find a way to get the ball into New South Country. Toes on the line on that. That's only a 2, but it is a welcome to all the same there from Claudia Hocking. As we have a timeout being called by South Australia Metro. Just trying to arrest the run of play a little bit here. Over in the other quarter final on the men's side, we have New South Wales Country 23 and Victoria Country 35. So again, the winner of that one will go through to the semi-final games. The loser will go into the 5 to 8 bracket here. So we've spoken a little bit in this game so far, Zoe, about what New South Wales Country need to do, and Jake Crook's been a big part of what they need to do. They've actually gone pretty well with her off the court at the moment. So how do they start to bring her back into the group when she checks back in?
Yeah, I think it's about trying to get her the ball where she needs it. You know, she's been playing, she's great off that high post. You know, I think there's been a bit where she's had to play more off the 3-point line. If they can get her playing off the high post a little bit more, get her playing, you know, back to the basket in the low post. But there's also an onus on her to be able to crash the offensive glass and keep things alive and get some points and get herself into the game offensively that way. You know, running the floor when they come up with it, if they're still in their zone, they're able to come up with it, look to run the floor and get some cheapies or get to the line, just to be able to see the ball go through the net a little bit, and then, you know, things start to become a little bit easier for you.
Absolutely. So we are returning with 3 minutes 17 to play in this second quarter of the quarterfinal. New South Wales Metro already through. Queensland South already through. Who do you anticipate of those two teams was the better team?
Out of Queensland
New South Metro and Queensland South.
Well, that's a tough question. Like, I mean, New South Metro came into this tournament as favourites, so, you know, they've struggled a little bit, but at the end of the day, they've got the wins when they've needed it. So, you know, if you were betting, which I hope you can't bet on this here, but if you were, I'd be saying you'd probably be looking at New South Metro. But I would not discount Queensland South.
Not at all. Not at all. Especially with that size they have there. They could be a massive threat. So great post entry once again. Well walled up on that one by Lara Somfai as she pushes the ball in transition. Looks just as capable guarding and carrying the ball as she does playing in the post. Very natural looking athlete. Great corner kick out there. That's a corner three. Up and down. That is Zalia Neiman who sticks the 3 ball, puts the margin back out to 20 points again. So Chicken just getting through there once again. Does a great job of getting into that charge circle area and just trying to find ways to score for New South Wales country. And if she can't score, trying to get someone else to score.
And she's just doing everything she can to grab this New South team and drag them with her. You know, other players are going to have to start to step up if they're going to have a crack at this game.
Absolutely. So Jake Crook has re-entered the game, as we spoke about earlier. Sets that screen there. 3 points for Lara Dobbins on that one. A slice of heaven is that shot. Change up defensively here from New South Country, back into their zone. And again, slicing through on that one is Bella Schaffner with 2 more points for them. Cool catches, well guarded by Somfai on that one. Maybe a little unlucky on the foul. I thought she did a pretty good job of getting there and playing straight up and down, but either way, New South Wales Country have earned themselves a trip to the foul line here.
And we mentioned it in the last game. That's her second. I think this sub's going to be for her. But if it's not, go at her again. Try and pick up her third.
And it is definitely for her. So well thought out by the South Australia coaching staff there, just to make sure that she doesn't pick up an unnecessary third foul as well. And successful on the first one is Jade Crook. And 2 for 2. Very smooth looking free throw at the line there. 2-3 zone employed by New South Wales Country again. Great job sitting in that high post there. Ball goes out. Bella Schaffner unsuccessful. Jake Crook with a rebound, and they're off and running again. New South Wales Country.
We've seen a lot more on-ball screens versus the zones at this tournament than we have in the past, which is really good. I think often we get stuck thinking that, you know, you have to go away from the on-ball screen, but it's been quite effective.
Absolutely. As we see, it'll be South Australia Metro ball on the baseline. Did have the fast break, little bounce pass, just a little bit errant on that one. Probably one of those ones you don't really want to try and catch from your feet in transition. Try and throw that one up if you can out there, players. But 3 ball from the corner, won't matter either way. A moving screen has been called there on number 30 for South Australia Metro, Ellie currently a 41-24 scoreline, 17 points that is. Quick math. It's New South Wales country ball. Crook just loses balance on that one. Ball with South Australian Metro again, and they're off and running. And this is where they tend to do their best work, is when they can run in transition. Crook does the right thing and gets a deflection, but unfortunately for her, straight to a South Australian player. But they did manage to get back in numbers there, and it will be South Australian ball on the baseline. Jumper, top of the key. No good there. That's Charlotte Giles that pulled in the rebound as New South Wales country streamed down the floor. Crook, extra pass, not a bad one there. That's Hocking, no good on that one, but South Australia come up with the ball. 2 possessions really left in this quarter. See if they can make some further inroads into this margin that they're facing at the moment. Good extra pass there, ball on the floor, way to play off 2 feet, that's a good shot. Unsuccessful on that one, but does earn herself a trip to the foul line, does Georgina Salandra.
And that, I believe, is Crook's 3rd.
Yep, it's gone up on the board as a 3. So she will take a seat. Remains to be seen how long until they bring her back in that 3rd quarter as well, because you never really know how long you're going to keep her out for. But to be fair to New South Wales country, they did a pretty good job while she was off the floor previously. Yeah,
definitely. And they've gone into a bit of a smaller lineup now, so it'll be interesting to see if they carry that through to start the 3rd.
So 2 for 2 at the foul line there. Margin 19 points now as Chicken feet in the key. Kick out 3 ball, no good on that one. South Australia rebounder is going to hold on to that thing for the half. So we are 43-24, South Australia lead New South Wales country. We'll be back for the second half shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the Northside Indoor Sports Centre. We are still in quarter-final action. This is the third of 4 games. Today we have got the South Australia Metro women versus the New South Wales Country women, where we have South Australia Metro leading fairly comfortably on 19 points at the moment. Zoe, what would you anticipate from here from both of the two teams?
I think South Australia will probably just continue doing what they're doing from an offensive perspective, especially if New South are going to stay in the zone. And really, with this deficit, you're probably going to have to make a change to that. You know, obviously zones can be really effective, but sometimes, especially when you come up against teams like South Australia who are known to be able to shoot the ball, you have to be a little more creative defensively to be able to come up with the stops that you need and then look to try and attack. But I think one of the biggest problems is obviously, 43 points in a half from a defensive perspective is too much, but 24 offensively is a problem. So they're going to have to find ways to try and get each other open. Chicken's done a great job of getting her feet in the paint, but they've got to get themselves to the receiver spots and then knock down the shots when their time comes.
So we are back, proudly brought to you by Sport Australia and Game Day, the Footlocker Under-18 National Championships. Ball being inbounded here by Chicken again as New South Wales Country try and make some inroads into this 19-point margin. Very difficult to do when you give it up on the first one, though, as Salandra goes to the rim. She has been dynamic going towards the basket. She's someone, to be fair, I didn't know a lot about coming into this, but is certainly fantastic at just getting feet into the painted area and making the defense have to guard her, but then making a next good decision after that.
Well, and just the length, the way she was able to almost contort her body to turn that corner that wasn't even there, and be able to, make that, not only draw the foul, but give the shot a chance to go in.
So it makes the first on that one. Nice looking action. Rims out on that, and it'll be a New South Wales ball. So defensive pressure. They come back to this 1-1-2-1 delay press here. A little bit amoeba-ish, in fact, as to how it's all been set up. So tipping the first pass will be trapped again. They'll go and grab that thing, and there it is. The steal. Very well pivoted out of that by Chicken. Yeah. Fancy footwork to get that one.
And just great poise.
Yeah, didn't panic, didn't try and throw a pass that wasn't there. Extra pivot made all the difference. Skip pass, and skip pass again. I like watching a game of table tennis there. Portis, great entry pass. Salandra again. Just around, plays a great role in that high post. Pull up Chicken there, definitely wants that. Great hands again by Salandra. You talk about the length and the ability to contort the body. How she managed to get a hand on that one. She's nearly put herself through that back mat the last 3 possessions, but a fantastic job defensively by her to get a hand on it and then get in the lane and run. So Chicken squares up again, not quite there. On ball screen, mid-pick play. Platter, no good, loses the handle on it. And that will be a foul on Georgina Salandra.
I think the eyes lit up a little bit. I think she saw another fast break opportunity coming.
Very true. That's her 3rd foul. So she takes a seat, and checking into the game is Rosie Cott. Once again, length for length. Entry pass. Ball goes inside there. McRae working and has earned herself a trip to the foul line there for 2 free throws. Emerson McRae just tidying up the shoes. Back in the old days, you'd like pump up the Reeboks. No good on the first. And makes the second. So still a 19-point margin. Haven't made any significant inroads into this as yet have New South Country. They've got it down a couple of times, but Nothing to make South Australia Metro panic just yet. A
Nice
little bit of screening action to get on the back of that zone. Somfai throws a little no-looker. Love that pass. The Cock comes out with it. Shot clock winding down. That goes up from a long way out. No good. Rebound, though, of course, is Portis. Now, that is someone for mine that has done a lot of work in this game that probably goes unrecognised. She's always been the help defender that jumps in. She's been the split line. She's been the second line of that press that goes and causes problems. Like, she just does a really good job. High IQ player, I feel like. Offensively, gets everyone else involved too. He's happy to be a facilitator, but he's, from what I've seen, a very, very capable scorer herself.
Yeah, and just even the ability to understand and read that off the rim and know that, you know, that wasn't not just giving up to or resigning herself to the fact that that was about to be New South ball. And so just crashed on the glass and has now got herself to the line. Where
she splits the free throws. 1 for 2 on that one, as has been slightly higher than the percentage over the course of this week at the foul line for a lot of the teams. Into the ball. Great job. Once again, they just sat behind the press on that one. But it's Chicken that's making great decisions on that.
And it's that poise. It all comes down to her poise. When they throw that trap onto her, she's not panicking. She's not trying to force anything through. And she's just taking her time and finding that weak side cutter.
Difficult position to play as well. That's not an easy thing to do when you know you're going to get trapped and say, yeah, okay, I want the ball. But great leadership from her, especially with Crook off the court.
Especially when the only option that's available to you is a diagonal cross-court pass, which more often than not against a press, most coaches will tell you is the one you're not allowed to throw.
The one you want the defense to throw. So it makes the first Somfai and the second as well. And the margin returns to 20 points. You see South Australia Metro out of that press now. I think a little unhappy with conceding some points there. Moving screen being called there. That's on 13, Jake Crook. So that'll be her 4th. So she will take a seat and make it very, very difficult for New South Country from here to get back into this one. So Grieger with the ball now. Dynamic off that on ball. Does a great job of getting feet inside the key. Great rebound there from Zalia Neiman. Ball deflected out of court, and it'll be South Australia Metro ball with 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. And a timeout called here by New South Wales Country. So what would the emphasis be here? So what would you be looking at if you're South Australia Metro here? Because you've just been given a timeout with your ball. How would you try and exploit this?
Yeah, so it is an opportunity really to run a little sideline, and it doesn't have to be a quick hitter, but you could have it as just sort of practice for games coming up, which are likely to be a little bit closer. So, you know, you could start to run a scenario in your head that, you know, there's 3 seconds to go, not 11, and run something to try and get a particular score and start using the situations you've got now to help you in the next 2 games. But yeah, I mean, definitely a bit of a gift to be able to have the opportunity to set this up on your sideline.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where it might be an opportunity to just diagram something you haven't used before. Like, I think at this time of the week, most of the teams will have probably rolled out their whole playbook by now. It might be something, it's an opportunity to say, look, let's just diagram something up and see how you go with it. We might use it again, we might not, who knows. But it's an opportunity that, you know, we know our players don't always take in information fantastically off the whiteboard and things like that, but, you know, here's a chance to see what it'll look like.
And you certainly don't want to allude to the fact to the players that, you know, you've got an eye on tomorrow. But as a staff, it's something you want to think about and use if you can.
Yep, definitely. Top of the key, a jumper from South Australia. No good. Somfai has somehow come up with the ball. Her ability to make a late pass is next level. Yes. She does a great job of just holding onto it, waiting for the D to shift, and then finding someone at the last second.
Just so much strength through the core. She's rarely ever off balance.
And great D from there from South Australian Metro again. Ball in transition. Portis, great throw down. Manages to find Konstantopoulos. Ball on the floor, good kick out. Great pass. Great job, and that's Sienna Grieger. Fantastic pass out from Konstantopoulos. That's a great possession for South Australia Metro again.
And to be honest, vintage SA basketball, you know, getting feet in the paint, creating a split and finding shooters.
At what point do you look at bringing Cook back? I know she's got the 4 fouls, but is it really doing much having her sit on the bench at this stage?
Well, it is a tough one because you have to be realistic. Oh, there's that shot clock again. You have to be realistic into where this game is headed. I'd still give her another run, but you know, there's going to be other games that they're going to have to play, and you want to start and think about those as well. Both teams will have that.
Yep.
You know, and making sure that there's game management as a part of this as well. I'd probably give her a run now. If she fouls out, she fouls out, and she's made the decision for us. But if she doesn't, then you know, you might make some inroads, or you might start to see some positive action to help you for the games that you've got for the remainder of the tournament.
So just discussing the shot clock. This has been a little bit of an issue. It's just the one shot clock. I don't know what it is. It doesn't happen down the other end for some reason, but this has been the one that's caused us the most amount of problems. It's usually when the shot clock goes off, it just sort of resets itself for some reason. I can't work out why, but either way, it will be South Australia ball in their front court with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Portis subs out of the game. So South Australian Metro again. Somfai on that high post catch. She does a lot of the good work there. Gets a head of steam up and goes to the bucket, and just too strong going to the basket there. Good D there from South Australian Metro. Foul being called there on number 27, Zalia Neiman. Just got a little bit too ambitious. Had her fairly well locked up where she needed to, but just threw a hand in at the last second.
Yeah, and it can get a bit enticing to have a bit of a crack at that, but I mean, overall, defensively, South Australia have been fantastic. You know, they've forced New South into shots they don't want to take. They've kept them out of the key. They've forced shot clock violations. So, you know, you can forgive the odd, you know, stick in the hand in the cookie jar.
You've softened over the years, Zoe. That was never a case before, but it will be South Australia ball. Margin 23 points in this quarter-final. South Australia just being a little patient here. Somfai just works her way back to the bucket. Great rebound there from Konstantopoulos. And yet another 3 goes down from South Australia Metro.
South Australia single-handedly bringing up the three-point percentage of this tournament.
They've needed to. It's not been a great shooting tournament to this point, both from the three-point line and from the foul line, but I don't think this South Australian team is necessarily the problem. And it says a lot, too, to the quality of shots they're taking. Like they're not taking contested shots. And talk about a contested shot. That's about as contested as you're going to get. The defense draped all over Somfai. Did not matter in the slightest. Managed to ride the bump and just score over the top of them.
Again, that strength through her core. You know, even when she's in the air, she's not off balance.
Chicken driving, no good there. Somfai somehow rebounds and comes down with it at the same time and turns the corner. Threw it where she could probably get to, but maybe not everyone could get to.
If you're going to turn the ball over, that's the way to do it, though. Putting pressure on defensive transition of opposition teams, if by overcooking it, that's, you know, they're the ones you can kind of accept.
So a little bit of extended pressure again from South Australia. Just to get the ball out of the hands of the point guard, I'd suggest at this stage. So seeing backcut, good read. But SA on the break. Yeah, absolutely. Real on the break. Ball movement there. Straight into a swing. High place catch. Somfai still on one leg in a lunge position. Manages to keep her balance is how good her core is at the moment. So ball pitched ahead once again by New South Wales Country. That's Platter working her way through. Lovely little step through. No good though. Influenced again by Somfai at the rim at the last second. So New South Wales on the inbound here. Great job on the rebound there by Schaffner. Great job on the post up, but offensive foul call. We didn't have an angle on that one at all, so something may have gone on the other side, but we just couldn't see it from here. That is an offensive foul on Somfai. Must be for hooking or something along those lines. So ball once again with New South Wales Country, and 18, that's not 18, that's it's a 28-point margin, apologies. Quick math, gone away. Big 3 points though, that'll bring the margin back in. Claudia Hocking with the 3 ball. Flare screen action. Konstantopoulos downhill, 3 ball from the corner. Great rebound there by Cott. Just a little off balance on the finish there, but great job getting the ball back up again. And it'll be a New South Wales Country ball, 2 minutes 55 remaining in this third quarter. So good defensively from Schaffner on the perimeter there. Done well contesting. Great box out there by Konstantopoulos. Has seen South Australian Metro come up with the ball again. Three ball up from Casey Real. It was Real close, but unsuccessful. Good defense there from Konstantopoulos. Way to wall up, but unfortunately the offensive rebound picked up by New South Wales Country. Unfortunate for SA Metro, of course. I think the New South Country crew are saying very fortunately picked up, but...
Well, Hocking having a big impact in these last few minutes.
No, she's been fantastic. And that is Platter going to the rim once again. So a little bit of momentum just coming back towards New South Wales Country here. I'm not sure there's going to be enough to make South Australia panic, but it is good to see them continuing to just fight this one out.
And I'm really liking that Catherine McPhail, as the head coach of South Australia, is kind of letting them ride through this. She could very easily blow a timeout and stop the momentum and do all this.
Back in.
Yeah, but instead she's sort of saying, no, figure it out. Like, you know, because that's the sort of thing you're going to have to do if you're going to be successful in the next couple of games. So I really like it. I think it's a really good tack to take. Now, obviously, if they get it down to, you know, under 10, well, then you've got to start and make some decisions. But yeah, allowing them to ride it out a little bit and figure it out for themselves, I think, is a really good tack to take.
Well, and as coaches, we can't always fix all the problems for all our players. It doesn't mean that we don't coach them and we just say it's on you. But it is something that we don't always have the timeout or the sub or the dead ball or whatever the case may be to fix every problem. That's Chicken, crossover. The unfortunate moving screen there by Claudia Hocking. Just managed to catch her on the way through. But I want to tell you, the footwork of Chicken off the on-ball screen is very sharp. Like, she's a handful when she's out there. Great little back card against the junk defence of New South Wales Country. They've changed up the last couple of times to a little bit of sort of box and one-ish type defence. Done really well to try and find that. And good D once again. Way to talk the pick. New South Wales Country downhill and no good there. And SA Metro with the ball. A Cott puts it on the floor. Way to take that thing, but way to turn it away as well by Claudia Hocking. May have given up a moving screen, but has also sent that ball moving out of court. So South Australia ball on the baseline, 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Portis doesn't even think twice about that one. Saw daylight, got it up. Out on the break once again, New South Wales country. And a turnover there as that's Salandra down the floor. Great catch, great finish by Casey Real. Ball kicked ahead, that's Chicken, who's got behind the defense there. Rides the bump, no call on that one. SA Metro here will get near on the last shot of this quarter, I'd suggest. Great extra pass. Portis goes at it. Probably got clipped on the way through, actually, but it does put New South Wales country in transition here. So at the rim there, good defense until it was not. So foul being called there, and it will result in New South Wales country walking to the foul line here. And this will be Trelise Kirkby on the foul line for New South country. Back iron on the first. And no good on the second. Kept alive though by Hocking. South Australia ball in transition. Have managed to find a way to the bucket. Portis very poised there. Nearly had a cop, but great job defensively to just get a hand in the deflection on that one and to knock it out of court. So 3 seconds left on the shot clock, or in this quarter, sorry. And we'll see what South Australia can come up with here. Portis gets it away, no good. Hocking comes up with it, and that is 3/4 time. So we have a 68-40 margin at the minute. Over in the men's quarterfinal, it is a 58-53 lead to Victoria country with 3 minutes 20 remaining. So it is down to the wire over there. Doesn't mean you tune out of this one to go and watch that one. I would suggest you stick with this, but for those of you interested, that is the margin over there. How would you go about, assuming that there is not a 29-point comeback on the cards here from New South country, rather, how would you go about guarding South Australia Metro tomorrow?
Well, it's got to be, you know, whoever meets them, you've got to hope you've got a really good tweener to try and, you know, stem Somfai's influence. Now, other players, she certainly hasn't won this game on her own, but her ability to find others has been huge, and you've got to try and stem that as well. So it's not just about what she gets, it's also what she gets others. So I think a big part of that is making sure that, like I said before, there's always 1.5 guarding her. There's never a case where it's one-on-one or anything like that. Your second and third line rotations have to be elite. Otherwise, as we've seen today, the shooters are going to knock it down from the perimeter, and that makes for a really long night if you're, you know, looking to then try and get down the other end and score, but you've spent all this time having to constantly close out. So, yeah, it's certainly not easy, but also changing up your defense becomes important too. So, you know, don't allow, you see when South Australia are comfortable, they are deadly. So you have to keep them out of that comfort zone. So
easier said than done, of course,
yeah, of course.
Always, and much easier from up here, as always, from where we are sitting. But it will be a South Australia ball to resume this last quarter. So ball inbounded and stolen straight away by Alira McCowan. So huge bucket early on. Great way to start the quarter off for New South Country. Playing with some energy. It's well guarded, Shaftener. No good on that, but she's back in the contest. Shaftener has managed to get it back in. That is an impressive display of athleticism. I haven't ever moved like that, not going to assure you. But great take to the bucket, but well defended at the rim there by Salandra. Ball coming back out. That started with some spice this fourth quarter. Great rebounding contest. Way to let it play, refs. Good no call on that one. Salandra again just manages to get past. And that's an open look. Sharfner no good. Reversal. That goes up. No good on that one. Sharfner again has just managed to come through. There's been a foul plucked out of somewhere. I didn't see that one at all. So it will be South Australia ball from the sideline here. Little on-ball screen, Sharfner works her way through it, just loses the handle a little bit. McCowan climbs into the ball. 3 ball from Chelsea Portis, nothing but net on that one. Way to run the lane, Jade Crook. Way to try and find her on that one as well, Tamika Coleman. And it will end with a jump ball, but that results in a New South Wales country ball on the baseline. Good post entry on that one. Crook pivots, no good there. Ball comes back out. That's Coleman who sticks it. And the cardinal sin from Casey Real. Do not foul jump shooters.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with how New South have come out in this last quarter. They could have, you know, easily just sort of put the cue in the rack and started focusing on other things, but they've come out with some fight, and they're really looking to make a stamp on this game. Absolutely, really enjoying what they're bringing to the table in this fourth quarter. It does miss the bonus free throw, but have found a way. McCowan, way to fight. Fantastic job, McCowan. There's been a foul called somewhere. I have no idea who this will be on. Foul on number 5 for New South Country. It'll be South Australia Metro ball. Alira McCowan, I love the hustle in which she plays. Absolutely. Right. A ball of energy just going and just diving on that thing straight away. A little unlucky to come up with a foul on that one. I think that was maybe a jump ball situation that we could have probably let go. And it'd still be SA ball. So what do you do? Good job defensively up the floor here to nearly force the 5-second count from SA Metro. Straight down the middle of the floor. Ball kicked out. That was Sharfner. No good on that one as New South Wales Country looks to try and make further inroads into this. Pull up 3 from Coleman. No good on that one. Crook on the offensive boards. No good there either. And it is Georgina Salandra who comes up with the ball and carries the ball. Very capable of the ball handling duties here, but you can see the defensive pressure. Hannah Chicken is just applying to them there. Doing a fantastic job as Sharfner goes to the bucket and gets the 2 points. A nice little steadying bucket there for South Australia Metro. The momentum is just starting to shift back a little bit towards New South Wales Country, but the pull-up jumper from the top of the key there from Claudia Hocking, unsuccessful. But that is Chelsea Portis and Rosie Cott, but between the two of them have navigated the ball down for South Australia Metro. Seeing Sharfner using that middle pick and roll, back up coming. Good read on that, but well defended by New South Wales. That's Coleman out on the break, manages to find Crook, little step through, and no good. Hit every part of that ring without going in. So it will be a New South Wales Country ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock, 7 minutes 14 to go in the fourth quarter, 73-45 scoreline, a 2-1 foul count, and I can't give you any more information than that. So ball inbounded, New South Wales Country, 3 ball, unsuccessful on that. A Cott comes up with the rebound, she's out on the break, 1 on 3, loses control of it, somehow gets back control of it. I don't know how that happened, but she's come up with the 2 points there. So Somfai has checked back into this game. A Cott has definitely fouled on that one. It is not one you can complain about. She rode her like a pony.
ball to be inbounded by Hannah Chicken here.
Nice take.
Great take by Crook on the way to the bucket. 2 points. They've been missing that throughout the game. Very big bonus.
Yeah, just that little sort of short corner elbow area is where she's more comfortable going front to bucket off the bounce.
But Portis just has her skip pass deflected out of court there, so it will be a South Australia ball again. Portis from the corner. She's already knocked one down from there, and there is her second.
She is lightning feet set, especially on that hop catch. You know, the 2-foot little hop catch, and it is. I think she might be close to 100% with her footwork like that.
Yep. Crook just goes unsuccessful on that last one. Somfai on the break. Really impressed with how well skilled she is handling the ball. It's not something you would expect your 4 or 5 to be able to do, but she does it with ease. As we see Chicken down the floor, pull-up jumper, no good again. So we just see the tempo of this game. It's got a little bit out of hand for both teams. Both teams have made some really quick decisions. Great little drop-off pass from Portis. Really poised there by a Cott to be able to make that pass out to the perimeter. Goes over the top of the backboard, and it will be New South Wales country ball.
Starting to get to a point now where you know start game management for tomorrow starts to come into play for both teams. You know, obviously SA will be heading to a semi-final, and whilst New South Country will be going to the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl, they need to make sure they're going to want to finish as high as possible. So it's not a time to check out. So they need to make sure that they're, you know, sitting their players that have played big minutes or will play big minutes, and get some minutes into some of the players that may have been a bit lighter on.
So big 3 points there from Casey Real. They're edging closer to corn dogs, Jackie, as they can get here.
You just couldn't let me have one, could you?
You had it. No problem with that. On-ball screen by Cott. Yeah, definitely moving on that one. Just they're a little bit late on that, as it'll be a New South Wales country ball. Has done a great job at Cott. Has changed a lot of shots around the rim. Has been great defensively.
Yeah, she's an exciting player. I think, you know, with more time, obviously players develop at different times, and I think with a little bit more work with the length that she's got, you know, what she has is the hardest thing to obtain.
Yep.
So, you know, you continue that work, you continue that development. It'll be interesting to see where she ends up.
Absolutely. So just having a little bit of an adjustment on the clock here. Will be New South Wales country ball in the front court. Lara Dobbins get over the other side. Dobbins top of the key, middle on ball screen. Coleman just manages to find a way. Giles unlucky on that one. Did a pretty good job to get into the dunker spot there, but unsuccessful. Ball ahead. Great job in transition. Fantastic job in transition, and a great finish there by Ellie Konstantopoulos to get the layup. And that will be a timeout to New South Wales country here. Just having a little bit of a chat about what to do next. As you say, game management will be important from this point. How do they try and make sure that everyone gets a good run in so they feel like they've done something? Because not playing can be just as dangerous as playing too much. So how do you balance that out as a coach?
Yeah, it's difficult, you know, but you've got to find your opportunities when you can, and it's really hard to, you know, we'd love to say that everyone gets to play equal minutes, but at the end of the day, that's not going to happen at a tournament like this. So, and some people will play a lot, some people won't play much, if anything at all. But it's about trying to keep those players engaged, and if you can find those little pockets to get them involved in the game, to keep that confidence up, and to know that if you do need to call on them for whatever reason, that they're ready to go. You know, the old Steve Kerr final.
Always be ready.
Always be ready. You know, you watch him. I remember watching one of his games late in his career. He didn't play the whole game, got checked in for the last shot and nailed it in the corner. That's the sort of stuff that, you know, that you got to try and implore in your players.
Absolutely. So we are coming back. 4 minutes 32 remaining in this fourth quarter of the quarterfinal. Looking to join both Queensland South and New South Wales Metro, SA Metro, out of this game. Good defence there from South Australia. Way to challenge that shot there from Alexis Platter. They've done a great job, and it will be South Australia ball here as they get it back. Playing through a little bit of contact there was Sienna Grieger. Has done a good job in this game of just staying controlled, very organised point guard. Didn't need to be asked twice to shoot that one either. That went up very comfortably. Great rebound there by Ellie Konstantopoulos. Good cut from Somfai again, and a fantastic finish. That's super classy. A great pass in there though at the same time. Lara Dobbins enter. Kirkby. Platter at the basket. Held up on that perimeter there. Good little drop pass, but Somfai too good. Read it really well on that. And once again, Casey Real just has a bit of a knack of coming up with the ball at the right time. And Konstantopoulos would probably prefer that not be called, and she could take the 2 points anyway if she had her time over again. So some subs are coming through now, as it does look like South Australia are starting to manage the minutes just a little bit.
Great ball
movement. Akot knew what she wanted to do with it, but tried to do it before she had the ball. Turnover as New South Wales country come down the floor. We're in our last 3 minutes here. Great back cut on that. Fantastic read. Well walled up by Akot. Great job defensively, but an absolutely fantastic finish there from Alexis Platter. Akot, top of the key. No good on that, but fantastic effort there from Shafton to be able to grab that board. We have a jump ball. Cott just a little late off the corner on that one. Has caught her on the way through. And that will be her 5th foul, so she will have to take a seat from here. As subs are coming back in for both groups. 2 minutes 17 to go. 36-point margin here just at the minute. So McRae backs down. Nice little drop-off pass. Fantastic cut there from Hannah Chicken as well. It's good to see that South Australia haven't taken the foot off either. They've played this out all the way through. Foul of there. So New South Wales country ball. Minute 55 remaining in this fourth quarter. Chicken on the square up. Managed to put the ball on the floor again. Spins. Well read there by Konstantopoulos. And it will be a turnover in South Australia Metro ball. being patient on offense here, trying to find the best possible shot they can for them. Konstantopoulos puts the ball on the floor into the paint. No good on that one. And that's a big rebound by Jay Crook. Three ball, two ball. That's when it should be a three, but your foot's on the line. SA Metro just looking to take time off the clock at the moment. New South Country not allowing them to do it without a little bit of a bruise on the way through, making sure they play this out at the end. Chicken finds a way, not quite handled by Crook there. Looking to throw the ball ahead. That will probably be the easiest 2 points of Georgina Salandra's night. As time winding down, last couple of possessions of play here. Coleman for three, unsuccessful there. Crook had a crack at it, but no good there.
Well, both groups really fighting this out to the end, though, which is really pleasing. It's, you know, we mentioned it before, it could be easy to just sort of pack up and, you know, just let the game finish. But both groups, like you look at that there from, you know, Chicken just working and still trying to be disruptive and still trying to get deflections. It's really great to see.
It is. She's had a fantastic night. She should hold her head very high, Hannah Chicken. She is spent though. Like I can see her looking at the moment. She literally just bent at the hips then. Like she went full Woody when the lights come on. So 7 seconds remaining, 87-53. South Australia Metro will be going through to the semi-finals tomorrow in playoff contention for the gold, and that is Crook. By hook or by crook, she has come up with that board, and 2 more points for her. A comprehensive win for the South Australia Metro girls. That signs us off for this quarterfinal. Stick with us for the Victoria game coming up next.